Hello, I'm Marvette Artis, your 2024 president of the Greensboro Regional Realtors Association, and I'm excited to have join me today past president Lolita Malave and past president Heather Dodson. Welcome, welcome. It's great to see you here today. And we're going to talk about what's happening in the second quarter of the year compared to last year in the counties of Randolph, Guilford, and Rockingham. Lolita, let's begin with you. Can you give us an overview of what's happening in Randolph County in the second quarter of this year compared to last year?
I think we are all experiencing a quieter market right now. But when I look at 2023 compared to 2024 during the second quarter, there's not a huge difference, either bigger or smaller. So I'm happy to say that with new listings back in 2023 in Randolph County, we had 371 new listings during the second quarter. In 2024, we have had 409. So we're seeing a little bit more activity, which is great, right? Closed sales are also up. In 2023, we had closed sales in the second quarter of 295, and in Q2 of 2024, 345. So I think that we're seeing a progression towards improvement. In Randolph County, the average sales price has gone up from about $265,000 per unit up to about $275,000. So all in all, this is a really, really good forecast for what might be coming during Q3, Q4. In Asheboro, a little bit different. With new listings in 2023, we had 154. In 2024, 145. So not a huge swing, but just a little bit lower. Closed sales in 2023, 121. In 24, 114. Not a drastic difference, but nevertheless, just a little bit lower. In 23, the average sales price was at about $245,000 per unit. In 24, it's about $255,000 per unit. So we went up on our average sales price. Fewer units, but a higher price. So for me, that means that sellers are pricing their homes right, buyers are paying what's really considered to be a good price. So I think we're looking at a fairly decent balanced market.
Well, Lolita, what do you think this means for agents and their clients?
I think what this means for agents and their clients, whether you're on the buy side or the sell side, you need to do your homework. If you're going to list a house, don't just let the seller convince you to put any number on the house. You need to do the work. You need to prove what you think the best list price for that house is going to be. And as a buyer agent, you need to do your work there too. Make sure that the listing agent has appropriately and properly priced the home. You need to protect your client. Guys, it's all about going back to proving our value. This is where we prove our value to our clients and to the consumer. Do your work, make sure that the house is fairly priced, and help your client make the best presentation of a home or the best presentation of an offer.
I love it. The value of a realtor. Great, great. Heather, can you give us an overview of what's happening in Guilford County and Greensboro?
Yeah, so most of the numbers are pretty positive in Guilford County as far as what's happening this second quarter of 2024 versus last year. We actually have quite a bit more inventory 2024 as 2.2 months supply of inventory versus last year we only had 1.4 months supply. So that does mean there's more homes on the market, which does give buyers a little bit more inventory to choose from, which is a plus for them. The inventory homes of sales for quarter two was 899 versus last year 595 in the same quarter. So it's a pretty big jump, actually, 51% increase in inventory of homes on the market. Now the prices are staying about average, a little bit more expensive this quarter than last year, but not too much of a jump. The average price this quarter in Guilford County is $333,000 versus last year was $320,000. So not too big of a jump, but a little bit of an increase. As far as days on market, homes are sitting a couple of days longer, but still about average of what last year this time was. Last year, this quarter was 27 days on market. This year, we're looking at 31 days on market for the quarter. So not too much of an increase. Now, we do have a little bit more new listings, like I was talking about that inventory. This quarter in Guilford County, we had 772 new listings on the market. Last quarter, it was 1,598. So a 10% increase over what last year this quarter was. So we're seeing a little bit of, more homes on the market. Prices are a little bit higher, but the percent of list to sales price has gone down just a little bit, about 1%. Last year, this quarter, we were at 100.4% list to sales price. This quarter, we're at 99.3% list to sales price. So realtors are still pricing their homes on the market to sell pretty quickly, within that month time frame. Talking about Greensboro, the numbers are similar to Guilford County, but we do have 975 new listings for this quarter in 2024. Last year was 877. So that was an 11% increase, but the median sales price is about similar to Guilford County. We have 500,000 for this quarter versus 300,000 last year. So that was about an 8% increase in sales price. So prices are still on a slow increase as far as over last year. And the same for the month supply of inventory. Greensboro, we've got about 2 months supply of inventory versus last year it was 1.3. So there is definitely more homes on the market.
And what do you think this means for agents and their clients?
I think having a little bit more inventory for the buyers to choose from does help a little bit. That gives them more options to look at different properties that really match what they're looking for. As Lolita said, it's just important to do the homework, educate your clients on what the pricing, what the market's doing, and then how the homes are compared to what else is sold in the area.
Absolutely. The value of a realtor. I like that. Lastly, I'll talk about Rockingham County and Stokesdale. The median sales price averaged the largest drop, decreasing 18.9% from $450,000 in 2023 second quarter to $365,000 during this year's second quarter. Average prices fell 5.2% during this year's second quarter from $469,280 last year to $444,716 this year. There were 75 new listings in Stokesdale during 2024 second quarter, which is a 74.4% jump from 43 in 2023. Stokesdale enjoyed 4 months supply of inventory during this year's second quarter, a 33% increase from 2023's second quarter. 49 Stokesdale homes sold during 2024's second quarter, which is an 8.9% increase from 45 in 2023. 93 homes sold in Oak Ridge, Summerfield during this year's second quarter, which was a 3.1% decrease from 96 during the same time in 2023. The Stokesdale homes took an average of 54 days to sell during this year's second quarter, which was a 29.9% decrease from 77 in 2023. The price drops, particularly in Stokesdale, open up plenty of opportunities for prospective buyers, and the increase in inventory is a trend we're seeing as time goes on. And it's also encouraging for prospective buyers. Rockingham County saw 342 homes for sale during the second quarter, which is a 12.5% increase compared to the same period in 2023 with 304 homes for sale. However, in Rockingham County, we have a 2.5 month supply of inventory, which is a 47.1% higher than the same time last year, where we had a 1.7 month supply. The average home sales price increased 6.6% in Rockingham County during the year's second quarter, jumping from $234,342 to $250,168. The median sales price increased 19.3% in Rockingham County during this year's second quarter, jumping from $197,000 to $235,000. In Rockingham County, it took an average of 43 days to sell during this year's second quarter, a 10.3% increase from 39 days that it took last year this time. To sum it up, summer is a great time to list a home for sale. With the increase in closed sales in Guilford, Randolph, and Rockingham counties, buyers are taking advantage of more homes on the market. And this trend suggests a favorable environment for buyers. Wouldn't you all agree?
I do. I do. I feel like we are still in a very strong seller's market, and that is probably going to be the trend through the year, because let's face it, we have higher interest rates. We have an election year. It's just going to take a little bit more until we get back to that strong buyer's market. But it is still a wonderful, wonderful time to buy a home. There's never a bad time to invest in real estate.
Heather, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think the biggest standout to me is the increase in the month supply of inventory, but I think that's really good for our market. That gives more options. That means home builders are building. That means more sellers are selling. So I think that is going to help definitely the market. Seeing a 50% plus increase in that is a lot. And
Absolutely.
I think that's good for us. But like Lolita said, we're still under, 3 months of inventory, which is still a seller's market. But that helps give buyers more options and means that things are moving a little bit more because people are still now considering selling more than they were. So that's going to be a big plus for our area.
I like what Lolita said. This is the best time to make sure that we all do our homework. Agents, buyers, sellers, do your due diligence. And of course, you need a realtor because we do have that value. Thank you so much, Lolita and Heather, for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And we'll look forward to third quarter.